The story of Daniel in a land far from his home. A young man's faith would be tested in ways beyond imagination. This is the story of Daniel, the man who stood firm for God in the courts of mighty kings. Taken to Babylon. The kingdom of Judah had fallen. The Babylonian army, led by King Nebuchadnezzar, swept through Jerusalem, taking treasures from the temple of God and the brightest young men from among the people. Among them was a young man named Daniel, along with his friends Hananiah, Mishael, and Adam. They were carried hundreds of miles away into the glittering but foreign city of Babylon. In the king's palace, they were trained in language, science, and the customs of the Babylonians. But there was a test. The king ordered that they eat his royal food and drink his wine. Meals prepared for idols. Daniel's heart was troubled. He knew the law of God, and this food would make him unclean. So, with courage and respect, Daniel asked the chief official, "Please, let us eat only vegetables and drink water for 10 days. Then compare our health to the others." The official agreed, and after 10 days, Daniel and his friends looked healthier and stronger than anyone else. God honored their obedience, giving them wisdom and understanding far beyond their years. The king's dream. Years passed. One night, King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream that shook him to his core. But when he awoke, he could not remember it. Furious, he commanded his wise men, "Tell me the dream and its meaning, or be executed." The magicians and astrologers trembled. "No one can do this, Your Majesty." But the king would not relent. Daniel heard of the decree and sought God in prayer. That very night, God revealed the dream to him. The next day, Daniel stood before the king. "Your Majesty," he said, "the God of heaven has shown you the future. You saw a great statue. Its head of gold, chest of silver, belly of bronze, legs of iron, and feet of iron and clay." Then a stone, not cut by human hands, struck the statue and shattered it. This stone grew into a mountain that filled the earth. Daniel explained, "You, O king, are the head of gold. After you, other kingdoms will rise. But in the end, God will establish a kingdom that will never be destroyed." Nebuchadnezzar was amazed. He fell before Daniel, honoring him, and appointed him ruler over the province of Babylon. The writing on the wall. Years later, another king ruled, Belshazzar, the grandson of Nebuchadnezzar. One night, he held a great feast. In his pride, he ordered that the golden cups from God's temple be used for drinking wine. They praised gods of gold and silver, mocking the true God. Suddenly, a hand appeared in midair and wrote strange words on the wall. M-A-N-A-M-A-N-A-A-S-A-N-A-T-A-K-A-L-S-E-N-A. The king's face turned pale. His knees shook. "Bring the wise men!" he cried. But none could read the writing, until the queen remembered Daniel. Daniel was brought in. "Without fear," he said, "Your Majesty, you have not humbled yourself before God, though you knew what happened to your grandfather. You have been weighed on the scales and found wanting. Your kingdom will be divided and given to the Medes and Persians." That very night, Belshazzar was killed, and Darius the Mede became king. The lion's den. King Darius favored Daniel above all his officials because of his integrity. But the other leaders grew jealous. They plotted a trap. They went to the king and said, "O king, make a law that for the next 30 days, no one may pray to any god or man except you. Whoever disobeys shall be thrown into the lion's den." Darius, flattered, agreed, not realizing it was aimed at Daniel. Daniel knew the law, but he also knew his God. As always, he went home, opened his windows toward Jerusalem, and prayed 3 times a day. The officials spied on him and rushed to tell the king. Darius was crushed. He loved Daniel, but the law could not be changed. With a heavy heart, he ordered Daniel to be thrown into the den of lions. "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you," he said. A stone was rolled over the entrance. The king could not eat or sleep that night. At dawn, he hurried to the den and cried out, "Daniel, has your God rescued you?" From the darkness came a voice. "O king, live forever! My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent before him." Overjoyed, Darius ordered Daniel lifted out. Not a scratch was found on him, but those who had plotted against him were thrown into the den, and the lions overpowered them before they even reached the floor. The legacy of Daniel. Daniel served faithfully under kings of Babylon and Persia for many decades. He remained steadfast in prayer, wise in counsel, and pure in heart, never once compromising his faith, even when it could have cost him his life. His story reminds us that God is sovereign over all nations, that he honors those who honor him, and that faith can stand firm in the face of any trial. Like Daniel, may we choose integrity over compromise, prayer over fear, and faith over doubt. For the God who shut the mouths of lions is the same God who watches over us today. This is the story of Daniel, a life of courage, faith, and unshakable trust in God.
From the palaces of kings to the shadows of the lion's den, Daniel's faith never wavered. His life reminds us that no matter the trial, God's power is greater, his promises sure. Stand firm, pray always, and trust in the one who shuts the mouths of lions. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring Bible stories that build faith and courage.